Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 529 podcast. Today we have a very, very special guest, Abdulrahman. Please introduce us. Where are you from? Where you studied? Your background? Everything.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. Honestly, it's an honor to be here. Um, my name's Abdulrahman, and I'm from China. But however, I grew up here in the UAE for almost more than 20 years now. Um, I grew up here with a lot of friends. All are Arabs. Surprisingly, few of my friends are Chinese. So, and obviously, I had my education background started back in Elaine. I finished my high school over there, and then graduated, and then joined AUS for my bachelor's degree in computer science. Alhamdulillah, it's been 2 years. I graduated from there, and I've started my own business. It's a little business that I'm running on the side during the weekends, and yeah, it's been a few years now, and it's I'm doing pretty well on that as well.
And just for reference, how old are you now?
I'm 25.
You're 25.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You don't
good.
look.
Yeah.
You don't look 25.
Really?
I thought you were gonna say 23, something like that.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot, honestly. Like, people say I look younger.
Yeah.
But
So you said you're running your business on the side. So what is
Right.
your main thing?
Yeah, my main thing, obviously, I'm a graduate from computer science,
Mhm.
and I started as a CRM consultant, customer management system, where I program and I maintain the system for customers. Afterwards, after 2 years, I changed my job title to a power business intelligence and robot process automation engineer.
Okay.
And it's been almost more than 6 months. I've been working on SQL and automating repetitive tasks for some of the employees in different departments such as finance, marketing, and also recruitment teams. Yeah.
I see. Is that fun for you? Is that what you've been wanting to do, or is that just something for the time being right now?
Honestly,
And could you also, sorry if I interrupt, tell us more about your business, obviously, and why did you start it and where it is
Yeah.
right now?
yeah, honestly, it's been 1 year, and last week was the first year anniversary for my.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you guys. I was planning to do a giveaway after a couple of weeks. So
So that's nice.
yeah, so obviously the journey was tough in the beginning. Guys, like I work, I finish for 8 hours, get back home, and I just do my research. Obviously, in the beginning, it's all about research. The initial start was me on the reels on Instagram, like any guy. So I came across some of the watches, like APs, Pateks, all these Rolexes, but none of them really inspired me to start a watch business, because maybe it's not for me, like it's not the style that I'm looking for. So I was like, why not look for a different design, a unique thing that anyone can wear and start a conversation from, and at the same time affordable. So just one day I was rolling through the reels, and I came across some of the watches that the people that are selling online, and I came across this watch called Nike Triax. So that watch is like, the dial looks very different than the normal circular, or like a square
Square
shape.
rectangular, yeah.
Exactly. It's a very different, if you guys you search it up online. So I was like, how much did it cost? I went up. It turns out that the watch is discontinued since 2001, and
Wow.
then people are actually collecting them, and each piece cost three to 5,000 dirhams.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So I was like, let me find the manufacturer that can do such watches, that make such watches. So I did a lot of research, and I came across manufacturer that actually produce these watches in a much more affordable price. So I just started contacting them. Obviously, everything is a risk. Contacting the manufacturers, managers, talking with them about the collections they have or they produce, and obviously quality assurance. I have to make sure each and every watch is, is in their best condition when when it's shipped overseas. So like, obviously the money transactions, everything is a risk. So that actually, I backed out a little bit, because I was too afraid to take that risk. Obviously, it's been 1 year I've been working in a corporate job, barely saved any money, guys.
Yeah.
We're living in Dubai.
Exactly.
So I was like, and then I came across, I was in the gym the other day, I came across South African guy. His name is Sebastian. Love that dude. Such an inspiration. He's an entrepreneur himself as well. He's like, Abdulrahman, like, we've been talking, and what's in your mind? Like, what have you guys, like, what have you been doing for the past couple of months? So I just pitched the idea to him, and he's like, dude, the risk of you not starting this business is much higher of you, like, instead of you just sitting at home doing nothing, right? He's like, what are you gonna lose? A couple of $100? So what, right? Like any business, like any business that you start, one of the rules is that you have to lose money in order for you to learn and progress, right? So, and he tried to convince me, and then one day I was like, yeah, let me just start doing this and implement whatever I've researched and see how that performs. Obviously, zero idea, zero knowledge.
You have no background in
No
watchmaking or
Nothing.
like in general any like sort of professional background about
Nothing,
watches or...
not at all, honestly. And obviously, like, the manufacturer, I have no idea. Like there are no personal relationship between me and him. I've never seen him before. So I was like, okay, instead of me dealing with the manager himself from the manufacturer, let me just buy it from online and see how that performs. So my first batch, I ordered 4 watches, each from different design, and I spent almost 2,000 dirhams on just 4 watches. Obviously, I tried it out, and I announced my business online, and a lot of my friends, they saw it and they were like, oh, congratulations, Abdulrahman, we would love to buy it from you. Obviously, I won't be here, if my friends and my family didn't support me from the beginning. So in the beginning, I sold all my watches within a week, and gained a little bit of profit, and just I reinvested it into the business, and then obviously I was like, look, I took the risk, why not take it further, right? So I reached out to that manager, and then I told him, look, this is the quantity I wanted, these are the designs and colors, just manage it and try to help me out. Obviously, he told me that you have to transfer the whole amount into my account in order for me to ship it to you. I was very hesitant.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're in China.
It worked the first time. You think it's gonna work the second time?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
So is that the same guy you used for the first batch?
No, in
So
the first batch, I ordered online just just for the security purposes. Obviously, if I don't receive the item, the website itself is gonna flag him and it's gonna return the money to me. So I took that route. However, that costed me a lot of money in terms of currency exchange. So between yuan, Chinese yuan, and dirhams, there's a currency exchange rate. And then on top of that, shipping. On top of that, a lot of service fees. So that, imagine 4 watches costed me 2,000 dirhams. So I was like, but in return, you get peace of mind and it's secure.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine. Obviously 2,000 dirham for 2 watches, I can barely make any profit. So I was like, let me just take the more riskier route, but more return. I get more return from that.
Bigger risk, bigger reward.
Exactly. So I reached out to this guy. He's like, you gotta transfer the money first, and then we're gonna ship it out. I was hesitant. I was like, this is a big amount of money. However, at the same time, like, I can source much more watches, or more like a batch or quantity of watches this time, with this amount of money. So I was like, fine, let me just transfer it. Obviously, it's a risk. It's a risk. So I did that, and then from there, I just took off. I built a really good relationship with him, and then first batch it was 4 watches, second was 10, third was 20, fourth was 80, and then it just kept going.
And that feeling of like being scared, did it stay within you every single time you would order them, or just like sort of faded away? You were fine with accepting that risk.
Honestly, yeah, I just accepted it. You know, because what would I lose, right? If he scammed me, I don't think like most of the Chinese like entrepreneurs or like the people that over there you deal with, most of them are very ethical. Because like you have a really good customer that trusts you, and your first transaction, within your first transaction you scammed him, obviously you won't be making any money. It's just a one-time thing, right? I don't think it's a good idea to do that. So like I took the risk. I transferred the money in the first batch, and then second, third. So I fully trusted him now, and obviously he does quality assurance for me as well for free. So yeah, and then obviously it's been a year, and I've sold over 10,000 dirhams watches,
Mashallah. Amazing.
and you know, and now I'm diverging my route to female watches, like to women's watches.
Okay.
So there will be an event in UAEU University, which you know, they call for students that are entrepreneurs. But you know, my sister, she studies there, and she's like, if you wanted to, you know, join this exhibition and exhibit your watches and your business to the people and pitch them, I think that would be a really good idea. So I, you know, it's gonna be next month, and hopefully it's gonna go well.
Inshallah, this is where you're gonna be presenting the female watches.
Yes, female watches along with the men's watches as well.
Okay, so you're just expanding your field of.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So initially, then, what made you think that you want to even start a side business, or you want to start a business in general? What was the initial spark? Was it just because you were scrolling and you were looking at the watches, and you know that opinion came to your mind, or was it something that you had while you were studying? You had that idea in your mind that once you graduate you want to do something, or what exactly was it?
And did you just like you saw the watch, that kind of design on Instagram, and you were like hooked, and you're like, you know what, I think other people would be interested in them too? Like how did that process go?
Honestly, in the beginning, like once I graduated, I had no idea what to do.
I feel it there, man.
Yeah, like alhamdulillah, I got a job. Honestly, alhamdulillah, I'm doing well in that, and I was like, and then it's, you know, 9 to 5 every single day, 9 to 5 every single day, like, and during the weekends, you just chill in the bed, and like, what would you, like, is that gonna you know, are you gonna actually develop from this kind of routine? Obviously, you know, I go to the gym, and every single guy, like, I socialize. However, like, that's too comfortable for me, I feel like. And I feel like taking a little risk in life makes it more fun. And obviously what inspired me to do such, you know, watches, because I have no idea about watches, how to start a business, how to, you know, interact with customers. So I had no experience at all, and in the beginning I was like, let me just start something, right? Despite if it's actually before the watch business, I tried researching like plants, you know, actual real plants, and buying it as like a bulk from the market, and then repackage it in a really nice way, and then, you know, sell it to hotels and to residential areas, and
like real plants, or like the plastic plants?
No, real plants.
Okay.
Like monsteras, peace lilies, and these kind of
Oh wow.
you know, very nice looking minimalistic plants. So that was my initial idea. However, I've thought about the risks of doing such business. First of all, like plants, you have to maintain them, and obviously not every plant like is able to survive you know, if you change it in a different environment. So
there's like an expiry date on it. Once
exactly,
you get it,
exactly. Like I thought of it, and it's a really good idea, and you know, it might expand if I reached out to, you know, a lot of other businesses, just if like in terms of packaging, or in terms of gifting these kind of plans, um, but I felt like the risk was too high, and I feel like it wouldn't work out, so I backed out from that. And then I was like, why not search for something that you're able to, that's small, and you're able to put it in your inventory at home. It doesn't cost you, rent, for the inventory, and at the same time, it doesn't go bad, such as compared to the plants, real plants. So I came across, just tangible things like watches, phones,
Collectibles, maybe. Yeah.
exactly, jewelries, and then obviously, with that like thinking process, I came across these watches on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then it started from there. It inspired me, like seeing such watches, and then looking at the comments, like the interactions and how people are interacting with the videos on TikTok or on Instagram, really like sparked something in me. I was like, why not do such business in Dubai?
Because you realized there was a demand on it.
There was demand on it,
Okay.
but it's not available. Like there's no supply in Dubai.
Okay. I see.
These watches were all like they were sold in Singapore and in US and other places, but I've never seen them in Dubai. I've never seen anyone selling them in Dubai. And obviously, like I was like, okay, why not just do something unique, something different,
I see.
as compared to other watchmakers, and from there, a little push from my friend Sebastian, and I just started it.
And also, you're lucky
Oh.
because you mentioned your main source of contact is in China,
Yeah,
and you're Chinese,
right.
and you also know how to speak Arabic, and you live here.
Yeah.
So you're lucky in that aspect where you're actually using the God-given, let's say, opportunities, the languages you know how to speak, and you put it to use, and you're using it to get your supply from China, and you might also probably be using it to sell your watches here because you know how to speak both English and Arabic, which are the most commonly spoken languages here, which is something that, in my opinion, is one of the smartest things someone could do. But then again, did you have an idea that, did you start something that failed eventually, or were you like smart about it from the very beginning and you knew exactly what to target and what to do?
Did you ever think of quitting right off the bat? Did it feel like it was not going to work out, and you're worried, okay, what if it doesn't go far? Where are you going to end up with? What's the worst case scenario that you had in your mind?
Honestly, I didn't think of it honestly like the worst, like how was it going to be, but like for me, I grew up in a very traditional household, Asian household. They were like, in order for you to get a stable life, get a job, corporate job.
Exactly.
I feel like that applies to even Egyptian
It
households.
does, yeah, it does.
Yeah, you gotta be an engineer, a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, fine, right. You guys are right. Like, my parents are right. Getting a corporate job is one of the ways to be stable in life, and obviously, like, saving a little bit of money from every month payment, and investing it in somewhere else is also like something you can actually involve in. So it's like, honestly, like in terms of risk, I am not a risk taker. I think about it like 10 times before taking action, actually. That's why like my research process took me 3 to 4 months before I actually started this business. I've made sure that I made sure every bad scenario is being accounted in, and I made sure if there's no demand in these watches, how should I sell these watches? Like, is it going to be through marketing, investing in more in marketing, or is it going to be just lowering the prices much more, just in like, instead of me losing the whole investment money.
Yeah.
So like I've thought of that, and then I've thought of the risks of if doing such business, and then I was like, okay, I feel like the risk is much less as compared to any other businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just try it out. Why not? Let me try it out and see how it performs.
And also, you mentioned something about the discomfort of taking a risk, which is, I think, is a very
Yeah.
important aspect of it. You said it gives you, it gives life a sense of fun.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, my mentality is, or what my ideology is, to actually move forward in life, you need to be uncomfortable. Like, yes, you
Right.
did your research, you made sure you're being smart about it, you know, you took the risks into account, but at the end of the day, you were uncomfortable with taking that step forward, which is, I think, going anywhere in life, you need to be uncomfortable.
Sure.
Yes, your parents are right. They having a full-time job, you know, like a 9 to 5, is the stable route to take,
Right.
but it's the comfortable route to take. So
Right.
you will be stable, you will be comfortable, but you're not gonna be, you know, exceptional.
Right.
And at the end of the day, what we want to do and what we want to motivate people to do is to be exceptional, to stand out from other people.
For sure.
So what actually did your parents think? Did you actually tell them about the idea that I'm gonna start this business? Were they like, no, do not do this, it's a bad idea, or were they supportive? How exactly did that
So
go?
they shouted you, stick to your corporate job,
Oh,
don't
man.
do anything stupid. What was their initial reaction? Because this is such a popular thing, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, parents should be devil's advocates
For
at
sure.
these times,
Mhm,
and, like,
mhm.
you know,
For sure.
push their children to take the risk that you took.
Right. Right. To be honest, I haven't told my parents about the business until I did my second batch. So until when I sourced it from the manager itself.
Okay.
So my first batch, I ordered it, I sold it out, and then the second batch, I was like, and then like a second batch, I was like, why not redesign the packaging? Like at first, it was like metal boxes,
Mm.
and then I was just selling it, just handing them out, and then I was like, let me just invest more in bags and gift cards, and just make it much more appealing.
Mm.
So I invested in that kind of aspect, and then afterwards I was like, look, my business seems like it's going to do well. Let me just tell my parents about this. So I told my sister first. She's like, oh my goodness, you are doing so well. This is so amazing. Like, the watches looks good. The packaging looks very nice. Like, you're actually doing something. You're onto something.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, you're right. But like, should I tell my parents about it? They were like, yeah. She's like, yeah, why not? Yeah, just surprise them and see how they react. And to my surprise, my dad was extremely happy.
Mm.
Because my dad, he's a teacher. He's been working the corporate job for like 30 plus years, and alhamdulillah, he raised me up, and he raised my sister and my siblings all on his own. The only source of income in the house. So like, he told me that I'm very really proud of you. Like, I've been thinking about this, like, to start a business, and I want you to actually, get involved in that, and take the role.
Mhm.
But you actually surprised me that you're doing such thing behind our backs, and then you're doing it in a such professional way. Like,
Mm.
I'm very proud of you. And he's like, if you needed more investment, I can help you out, and obviously, and that made me so happy, and that just inspired me more and motivated me more. And then I got the blessings from my parents, and obviously, they made a lot of dua for me, and then yeah, and I feel like a lot of support from my friends and my family members, and a lot of positive energy, and then I feel like that helped me a lot in terms of my mentality, in terms of my taking risks, like even taking further risks, obviously.
Yeah. Because you knew you weren't really gonna let someone down. Is that what it was? Because
Yeah.
you were thinking about other people in your life and so
Yeah.
on. And also in the journey to success, was your family also, like, supporting your family in the future? The thought of being the main provider to your family, was that also a part of wanting to strive for success, wanting to eventually get rich one day? Was
Yeah.
that something that you had in mind?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like obviously, like, it's a small business, honestly. Like I yeah, right. I'm making a little money, beside my payroll, monthly payroll.
Mm.
But I feel like my main goal is to start something that the family hasn't been doing, like
Mm.
taking the risk. My he's been working the corporate job for like years and years, decades, but I've never seen him starting a business, right?
Mm.
Um, and I feel like from the time I started the business and I progressed from there, my little brother got extremely inspired by that as well. And then my little sister was also um, got involved in it as well.
Mm.
Um, my little brother is like 13-year old,
Mm.
right? He saw me doing such business, and he's like, I want to sell my toys, right? And
Stop
he's a 13-year-old, like, what you need to focus on studies, right? And he's like, yeah, you're right, but like I wanted to do something, and then he saw me like selling these watches to customers on Facebook, on Instagram, and he saw them himself, how I do such business. And then he's like, I've got all these bikes, scooters and toys at home. I don't really, you know, he's a soccer fan. He loves
Mm.
playing soccer, and obviously, he grew up. He's not really involved in toys anymore, and then he saw an opportunity, um, that sparked him to try to sell them to other customers,
Mm.
um, and then after a couple of months, I went back home. My dad was like, "Look at this guy. He's been selling all these toys, and then he's been making a little money actually from this little business idea." And I feel like that made me more proud, as a
Mhm.
just as a role in as an elder sibling role.
Do you think like it gave you like a sense of urgency to want to succeed more? Was it like first like a personal thing for your own self, or when you saw your family's reaction, how they were very supportive, your own little brother trying to help you out, did that give you like a bigger push, like a sense
Yeah.
of responsibility?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like inspiring my siblings is something like I'm really really proud of. Something I'm actually working on every single day.
Mhm.
Um, so and yeah, obviously, um, having my family supporting me, having seeing my siblings actually getting involved and getting influenced by me, is something I feel like every elder sibling
Mhm.
would love to see. And obviously that pushed me, and that helped me, helped me a lot, honestly. And
Yeah. I also want to say that, as with the rest of us, our families or our parents have been working corporate jobs for years now to be able to
Right.
support us. Yeah. And it's understandable because, most of our families, they started having kids while they were young. So they really didn't have a choice. And also, traditionally, they're very, full time job oriented.
Right.
They have that ideology in their heads. So growing up, the kids really don't have an inspiration to start their own thing.
Right.
And like you said, your little brother is 13, like 13, and he's already he saw one example. He saw that it was possible, and he took on the initiative and actually started selling. He just found a way.
Right.
You can always find a way.
Right.
And that's the reason we're doing this as well, is because we're showing the people that yes, you're young, you're only 20. You started the business when you were 24, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're only like you're in your early 20s, but you can do something even though you have a full-time job. It takes on like the majority of your time, but you can still do something, and all you need to have is an inspiration or an example, just something to break the mental limits, because it's all mental as well.
Right.
Like if you believe that you can't do it, or if you believe that, oh no, it's too uncomfortable for me, it's too difficult, it's not gonna work out, you're never gonna do it. But your little brother being 13 and starting his own thing, but I'm flabbergasted at that. There's something, and it's something that makes me believe in what we're doing even more. Like we need to show people that it is possible, and that the normal traditional families that we're growing up with, that is not the example we should really be following. Every person should have something on the side at the minimum. Not saying every person should have a business, but something on the side that they can put their passion in, they can put their own time in, because I really don't think that working for someone else for the rest of your life is the way to go. And now we're young, we do not have responsibilities, we don't have a families, most of us at least. We do not have families to take care of, we don't have kids. So this is the prime time, especially if you're lucky enough to have a full-time job in Dubai. This is your prime time to take that money from your income and invest some of it into something of your own, something to bring on more value to your life.
For sure.
So in that aspect, what kind of what things would you do to inspire even more people? Like what's your idea of inspiring someone? For example, the same way you did with your siblings. What if you want to start inspiring other people? What would you do?
Do you think having the corporate job, dipping your toes in the job market, do you think that it helped you also start your business? Like you said, you were doing 9 to 5 and then a weekend, and then you have like a stable gym routine and whatsoever. So do you think part of you starting the business is because you went through that 9 to 5? I mean, our parents, we can't hold them responsible for not teaching us stuff about business, starting your own business, because it is up to us, and even from a young age, to come up with an idea and start our own businesses. So how did you go around it?
Oh, that's a really good question, honestly. As I told you guys, I'm not a big risk taker. In the beginning, I was very hesitant. I feel like the reason why I started this, one of the reasons why also I started this business was my corporate job. If like I know you guys like look at on Instagram, like people tell you to quit your job, start your business, take the risk. Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Just don't listen. It's not. It's a huge risk. Don't listen to that. Like I mean, if your family's background is just corporate job, if your family is not wealthy, just any regular families, make sure you get a good job that pays you well, and then from there you can take that little bit from that salary and invest in something else. And obviously cash flow is very, very important. You need to make sure your business is alive with with a little bit of money that's flowing in, right? You cannot, like, because you're paying your rent, you're paying your bills, you're paying your the maintenance for your car.
Right.
All these money has to flow in somewhere. And obviously adding onto that your little business on the side, you need something that you have to inject into that business, into that idea, in order for it to be alive.
So, in your opinion, you should have a 9 to 5 before a 5 to 9.
For sure.
That's what you're saying.
For sure, that's my advice. Honestly, that's something that, that's like if you want to take risk, that does lower the multiplicity of having a much less riskier route. So like if now if I quit my corporate job, right, and I was like I'm gonna focus solely on this business, I might succeed in it, or I might not. If
you
it
might
does,
hit bumps. Like,
exactly.
it's very normal to have bumps in these businesses.
For sure. And like, what if it doesn't work out at all, and you don't have a corporate job now, you don't have a cash flow source? What's gonna happen from there? Are you gonna go back to your parents' house and live with them? Like, you need to think about that. And I feel like if you have a little business idea, and you needed like an investment, you can either borrow it from your parents, or you can get it, save, get like a little portion from your own salary from the from your corporate job, and inject it from there, like to it, and make sure it's alive. And I feel like and like that's my advice to every single young people, young entrepreneurs. If you have an idea that you feel like taking a risk is not my thing, make sure you have an income before having, because I've been working in this corporate job for 2 years, and I started this business after 1 year. So I made sure that I do have a little bit of money that I can invest in this business before actually going all out.
But then again, risk is involved with everything, and risk also comes with being uncomfortable.
For sure.
Once again, so let's say someone does not have a full-time job, and you know how difficult it is to find a full-time job in
Yeah.
Dubai. Like, would your opinion or would your advice still to go on and keep looking for a full-time job before you start a business, or just go ahead and if you have an idea, just find a way, just find any way, like your brother did, find any way to start that business before you get a full-time job, like, because in my opinion, you don't really have to wait to find a full-time job to start a business. If you're, down in your luck, right away start the business, because at the end of the day, you really have nothing to lose. You get me? You don't
Right.
have a job. You don't have
Right.
nothing to do. You're doing nothing basically.
Right.
All you gotta do is to look for a job. So yeah, keep looking for a job. But do you still think it's, let's say, feasible to start their own business at that point?
To be honest, like it really depends on everyone's situation. My situation is a little different.
Mm.
And if you don't have a full-time job and you wanted to start a business, obviously, from where are you gonna get that money? Either from a
Mm.
loan, right, from the bank, or you're gonna borrow money from your friends or family, to actually start and start the business.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, before doing that, you have to do a lot of research. Make sure there's demand on the item, demand on the product that you're selling,
Mm.
before taking that you risk and losing all that
Mhm.
money. And for me, like, because I live on my own, I pay my own rent, and I just I'm very independent.
Mm.
Despite my parents, they're here as well. I feel like I should not borrow any money from them. I should not, because they've paid my tuition. That's done. From there,
Yeah.
I have to just depend on my own and see how I work from there.
Yeah.
My situation is a little different. That's why, like I said, cash flow is very important. So like if you come from a wealthy family, or you do have a little saving in
Mm.
your bank account, make sure that investment is worth it, right? Before you get into it and lose your money, and from there you learn.
Yeah.
That's a one way to learn. You're right. That's one way to get comfortable. But I don't want any like young entrepreneurs to lose their money and then be like, okay, let me start over from the beginning.
Mm.
I mean, making money is different nowadays. And even the savings, you can, anyone who has a corporate job and lives in Dubai that doesn't really save much. Like
Yeah.
from imagine paying your rent, your utilities, paying those all off.
You're
You can
left with barely being able to get food and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Support
exactly.
yourself, yeah.
So like at the end of the day, if you're able to save a little bit, make sure you save a good amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
and then start a business from there. But before starting, do as much research as possible. Like
Mm.
there's a quote like I've heard before. Before I cut the tree, I sharpened the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have 5 hours, like if you're assigned for 5 hours to cut the tree, 4 hours, you should spend 4 hours, sharpening the axe or something.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So you have to make sure the risk is as low as possible
Mm.
before you take that that route of risking all your money into something that's worth it, that's you're able to profit from.
Okay, so does your current job, is it like a passion of yours? Your current full-time job, is it a passion of yours, or is it something you do because you got the opportunity to do it? So is that actually your passion in life, or your main interest? Because as we've mentioned, like
yeah.
watches, you weren't really like a watch enthusiast starting off the business.
Right.
So is your full-time job your passion?
To be honest, as it really started from way back then, like when I graduated from high school. I wanted to be an ecologist, like
Mm.
someone who studies environment and the nature and all that. Because I love doing
that's
that.
what your first plant-based business idea came from.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't think of it like from there, and then I graduated from high school. I was
Mm.
like, I want to do this. I want to become an ecologist, or a doctor, a dentist. And then, however, the financial situation wasn't really helping.
Mm.
So my last option is to pursue computer science, and then from there, did I like computer science? Argument not, maybe not.
It's difficult to start liking it when you're studying it. It's not everything that you
Yeah.
hope for. It's,
Yeah, like I mean, from high school, I don't really know how to code.
Mm.
Maybe HTML, PHP, right? And then getting into such difficult subject is just
And then difficult university as well.
and a difficult university. It's
Yeah.
super demanding, and Shab, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's just crazy. So and at that time I had a scholarship on me. Like I had to maintain a certain amount of GPA to maintain that scholarship, just to make sure it's affordable for my father, to pay off the tuition, obviously. And then obviously there's a lot of pressure. Did I like it? Maybe not. But it's something.
Do you like it now?
Do I like it
that
now?
you're
Yes,
doing it?
alhamdulillah. Because pursuing in computer science wasn't my choice. It was my parents' choice. They were like, look, nowadays every corporate is pursuing for AI, pursuing for coding and IT people, and they were like, it's going to be the future. Like you should think about this.
And they're very smart for that, actually.
Yeah.
like the
It is
worst
the
thing,
future.
whatever happens, this is something like you can fall back on. At least you
Yeah.
have a CS degree that anywhere in this world you can do.
Yeah, for anyone who's listening, computer engineering, computer science is, I think, the most reliable degree right now, aside from being a doctor. But the doctor takes way too long to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Computer science is one of the most stable jobs right now.
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it's the same, honestly. Like
Yeah.
so my parents told me, like, look, you wanna this is like the safest route for you to take. Maybe you don't like it, but try. You might like it with time. When time passes. So like I started, I was like, okay, fine, let me just go with this and see how it goes. And then 4 years later, just passed like that. and then I'm here. Alhamdulillah, I got a job in one of the real estate companies. They wanted like an IT in the other applications team. So I started, it was a rough start, honestly. Like I didn't know much about corporate jobs, and I didn't know much about how teams work together. And so with time, I got used to it, obviously, because I don't know what to say, but like corporate jobs, the longer you work in, the number you're gonna get.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you as much anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you as much anymore. So like it's just a life anymore now. I've never expected myself to be in such a situation. So like, so
that's the scary part as well, because it becomes a routine, and any routine becomes comfortable at a certain point in time, and you don't want to be stuck in this whole cycle of waking up at this time, going to work at this time, clocking out at that time, going back home, eating, going to the gym if you're even going to, if you still have the energy to go to the gym. I think that that's the thing that I don't want to say pisses me off, but it's the thing that bothers me the most, is that so much of your time goes to something that doesn't develop you as a person.
Right.
It develops someone else. So you're benefiting. Yes, you do get the money. Obviously, you're getting paid for the work you do, but you're not developing you. You're developing someone else. You're helping someone else
As a
succeed.
company.
The
on
bigger
your
picture
behalf.
is the company. Like you
It's-
cannot
yeah.
advance individually. It's difficult
Exactly,
to
you're just a
advance.
pawn on the chessboard. You're just a tiny part of it. That's why, yes, of course you're getting paid, but you are not getting uncomfortable to the point where you become the main character of your own life.
I feel like
Every
agree.
person needs to be the main character of their own life. They need to do something stupid every now and then. They need to take a risk. They need to just get uncomfortable in any way.
Yeah.
Which leads me actually to the next question. You said that watches were not your passion. So would you say, because this is an argument that many people argue about, discipline is more important than passion, or is passion the thing that drives discipline? How do you exactly look at this? Because it's like, some people would say it's like a circular argument, but which one drives the other? From your experience of taking risks and doing things that are uncomfortable, what do you think?
Computer science isn't my passion.
We've established that.
We'll start there.
We'll establish that, sure.
So maybe discipline. So maybe discipline. because discipline, you don't have a choice. You have to do it.
Mm.
Just like for some people, going to the gym is a discipline. It's not a
Exactly.
passion. Maybe you get uncomfortable, but but at the same time, you see the results with your own eyes. So I feel like you have to be disciplined first before having a passion. Because passion is like a motivation. I feel like, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Sort of.
But you, it does really help. Like if you're really passionate about something, it really helps with making you more disciplined towards that. Like let's say Shahab, I know you run a lot, you
Yeah.
jog a lot. I see that on your Instagram. Good God, you jog like for hours.
He ran to Al Awir Desert the other day. It
It's
was
insane. I saw the video that day. I'm like, where is this guy? So like, I feel like it's your passion to run, right?
That's why I asked you that question, because I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's passion, or if, I don't know if I do, because it's just discipline.
No, I'm not sure. Like, I don't think like if you're not really passionate about running, I wouldn't think that's gonna motivate you more.
That's the
But
thing, though. Thing is, I'm not really that motivated to run. I'm motivated to stay disciplined, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, it's a very strange philosophical argument, but I'm not motivated to run. I'm motivated to stay disciplined. That's why I actually run, because running is not the most
Right.
comfortable thing.
Right.
I think that's what helps me keep the discipline within me. That's why I asked you, what do you think? Which one do you think leads the next?
Which one?
I mean, I believe like you starting your watch business is sort of like a discipline because you thought of it as, what I believe. I mean, everyone with a normal 9 to 5 job can barely sustain their life. So it's not just that you want to be your own boss in your business, but it's the fact that people can barely sustain with a 9 to 5. So you need to have something on the side.
Right.
So you kind of disciplined yourself. Like, this is it. I have to do it. That's my only choice. You kind of
But
forced
then again,
yourself.
it could have been a passion to become independent, right? So it is your passion to become independent, or to become a
Right.
good example to people around you, to support. So again, is it passion or is it discipline?
Oh man.
Because I don't know. You're the guest here. You have to give us an answer.
I feel like discipline. I feel like discipline more. I mean, I feel like it's more of discipline. Like, you shouldn't, like, because having like you comfortable, like you being comfortable, I mean, everyone can be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And like, not starting a business and relying on your salary is comfortable. And however, you going to your job, clocking in, clocking out, that's discipline.
Right.
But is your job a passion of yours, to clock in from 9 to 5? That could be arguable, right? But however, that's discipline. We all know that. For me, I feel like it's more of discipline. Like, you shouldn't, like, it's a rule for you not to not get comfortable, right? And I feel like, since the day I started this business, was it a passion of mine? It was not. But however,
You did it
was
anyways.
I took it anyways. But was it a discipline for me to start a business and take a risk? Was that a discipline? Yes, it was a discipline. And then from there, because I deliver my watches myself. My customers are mostly from Ajman, Dubai, or Ajman, Dubai, or Ras Al Khaimah sometimes.
Interesting.
So I was like, if I start this business, I have to dedicate my time accordingly. So 9 to 5, that's my job. I have to focus on 9 to 5, make sure that my work is done from there. And once I clock out, I have to make sure the business is working. The business is alive.
Did it ever affect your, sorry to interrupt, did it ever affect your 9 to 5 starting the business?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
A year end, did you ever think that you were like falling behind your normal 9 to 5 job? Or did it actually just make you enjoy your 9 to 5? Did it fuel you more? Did it just, how did you balance these things?
How did I balance? It comes down to discipline. Like, honestly, like
There we go.
Good answer.
yeah, like honestly, like, you clock in, do your job, make sure it's all set, and then when you clock out, make sure your business is set. and make sure you have your own life as well.
Mm.
So when it comes to passion and discipline, like I feel like if you're passionate of something that might motivate you, but if you're disciplined in something, you don't have a choice but to do it,
Mm-hmm.
just like your corporate job.
Yeah.
So so like I said, I feel like discipline is much more important than motivation and passion. Um, I feel like if you set a rule in life that you like, you feel like this is what what I should do, and these are what the risks I plan to do
Mm-hmm.
or I plan to take, um, you should be taking it,
Yeah.
instead of you being hesitant and think of whether it's your passion or not.
Mm. You
You get
should
what
be
I'm trying
disciplined enough to get uncomfortable. And
Exactly.
also, something else you've mentioned, um, you said that discipline is like, you've mentioned the word life.
Yeah.
Discipline is intrinsic to life, but passion is very like category specific. Like you could be passionate. No one's gonna come and tell you I'm passionate to live. I'm passionate about life. No one's gonna come and tell you that. Passion and motivation apply to things that are in your life, but discipline applies to the way that you live your life.
Yeah.
So I think that doing something difficult time and time and time again leads you, or it bleeds into different parts of your life.
For sure.
Is that how you feel? Like, compare, for example, 2 years ago to now. 2 years ago, when you didn't have a business, or when you just started your job, and now when you have, mashallah, a successful business and you have a full-time job, do you think that seeps into other parts of your life? Like, for example, do you skip the gym less now because you have more discipline, or do you just generally do more uncomfortable things in life? Do you think that bleeds into your life, or you just don't feel it?
It does help me, honestly. Like, it does, and it does affect me in other aspects of my life. Honestly, like, me starting going, starting my job, looking for a job. Back then, I used to live in dorms, and then I used to, just drive from Dubai to Sharjah, Dubai to Sharjah. And then from there, I started, I moved out. I saved a little bit of money. I moved out, and then, from there, I focused on my job, and then I had a passion in the gym, so I started working out more. And then I feel like working out, like, as like working out and going to the gym and stay disciplined and just working out is gonna help you a lot, like in terms of mentality.
I see.
So, like, let's say you're going to the gym, right, 4 days per week, and every single day you, like, once you finish your job, you go to the gym. It's like that's gonna help you like divide your time in a certain way.
Get your life together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get your life together. So, like, let's say you clock out from at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right? You get back home, you get into the gym at 7, you get out at 8. So, and then you come out, you get out of the gym, you start cooking or run, do some research on the business. Or so I feel like it all started from the gym. I feel like it all started from the gym, and it all started from me trying to time things accordingly.
Right.
And obviously the gym helped me a lot, like with me making connections, and with me developing like my mental state.
Discipline, obviously.
Yeah, discipline. So, like, if you like making yourself a little more uncomfortable, is going to spark a lot of things in your mind. And then, like I said, I'm very disciplined in the gym, and then I was like, let me take that discipline in somewhere else. So I took that, and I started a business with that. So now I'm more disciplined in my business. So, like, yeah, like, my life is like, let me just break down my day to day.
Yeah.
Right. So I start like Fajr, I prayed Fajr, and then I clock in. I clock in from 9 to 6, and then obviously clock out. From 7 to 8, it's in the gym, and then right after I finish, I get back, dinner, I start working on my business.
Mm.
So
Your day's packed.
my day
Basically,
is
you have
packed.
no time. Yeah.
Exactly. So my day is even more packed during the weekends. Because I spend more time with my family
Mm.
and more time doing research and doing meetings.
So how do you deal? Because that's something that's scary for people of our age now. How do you deal with maintaining social connections? Because we all want to go out, we all want to spend time with friends.
Yeah.
But according to you and according to my experience as well, when you start something on the side, you barely have enough time for yourself to even think about friends. So how do you deal with that?
And you already said that on the weekends you're even more tired. You work
Yeah.
even harder in
And
the
you deliver
weekends.
your own watches as
Yeah.
well, so you spend a lot of time on the
Yeah.
road. So what do you do there? Like how do you deal with that?
Or like, should we not be resting in the weekends? Like, I think the biggest problem that people face, especially like new graduates, they go into jobs, they see the weekend is just time to rest, relax, and clock in next week, start work again.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, what's different?
To be honest, like it does really depends on everyone. Like I feel like if you and I like I said, gym helped me a lot in terms of re-energizing myself. So I feel like once I get out of the gym, I had more energy to do more things. So like yeah, you can get comfortable. Like you can use your weekends, your free time to recharge and get back on your job on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you really think recharging for like 24 hours is not enough? I feel like you can break that down. Honestly, you can break that down, and I feel like if you're young and if you're in your 20s, don't get comfortable. Do not get
Yeah.
comfortable in your 20s.
You're right. Yeah, it's not the time to rest
It's
whatsoever.
not the time to rest. Like I've seen so many like motivational videos and these kind of things. People like those entrepreneurs that are in their 60s, they keep telling young people, do not get too comfortable. Do not get too comfortable. Right, like you can stay at home, you can scroll on your reels, but like make sure that's purposeful, that's fruitful for you.
Does
yeah.
that involve having friends and spending time with friends? Or
Spending time with friends is okay. I don't really socialize more like as much right after I graduated. Because I just got really busy with stuff. But if my friends, they invite me and they were like, there's an event, please, if you want to join, please let me know. I do make sure my schedule is right, and I make sure I do spend enough quality time with my friends and with my family. So like I said, you have to make sure to break down your day, like spending time with your friends, working on your business, doing research. If it's necessary, do some chores. Chores is very, very important. Like cooking for yourself, cleaning, making sure your car is maintained.
in what way is it
making your own
important?
bed and stuff.
Making your own bed. It's like these little things.
In what
It's
way
gonna
is
help
it
you.
important? Like put it into perspective.
In what way? It's gonna make you more independent. Like instead of you paying money to a maid and make sure she cleans for you and do it yourself. It's gonna help you a lot. Yeah, right. You're gonna invest that little bit of time from your day to do these chores, but I feel like doing these chores and making sure it's a habit for you. It's going to help you in the long run. So like
It's part of discipline as well. I feel
It's
like
part
to
of
be
discipline.
doing
Yeah.
these things consistently every single day.
yeah, it's part of your discipline. Like my weekends is more like I spend, like, let's say on Friday or Saturday, I spend half of my day doing chores, like make sure my car is cleaned, make sure my bed is done, vacuumed, make sure my dishes are done, cooked, or meal prepped, all these things. These little things does make a huge difference in your mentality as well.
And you also mentioned that when you were talking about your day, that you wake up, you pray Fajr,
Yeah,
and you also, I know you focus a lot on your prayers because
Right.
you've prayed right before you came here. And I want to just mention that for the reference of people watching, I think being religious and maintaining a connection with God is also gonna help you stay disciplined. Because it's not easy to wake up for Fajr to pray. It's not
Right.
easy to leave what you're doing to go and pray.
Right.
You know, you're doing wudu. It's not easy, as much as, you know, we'd hate to say it. Wudu is a little heavy because you have to like clean yourself, a lot of water, you're taking your shoes off. It's not comfortable.
And you wake up and it's winter and it's cold, and like
yeah,
you're waiting for the
it's-
water to heat up at the tap.
Yeah, you're just sleeping on the sink.
Right.
So yeah, religion as well, I think. Do you think it helped you like maintain the discipline, or
For sure. It's
It's-
100%.
seems like it's a huge part of your life as well? No?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I like 100%. I'm like I take my risks,
Mm.
but the rest I leave it for God.
Mhm.
The rest, whatever, how it happens, what's gonna happen, I just leave it, whatever.
Yeah.
The money, like if money flows in, it's written for me. If it doesn't flow in, it might be delayed for
That's
later.
an amazing point. That's because
It might be for a good reason as well that it didn't come in. maybe.
Yeah,
didn't
let's
come
say
in.
like la qaddar Allah, you failed. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna do this again.
Yeah.
I'm such a loser. You're just gonna, you know, stuck it up to
Yeah.
God just, you know, teaching you a lesson.
Right.
You're gonna pick it up back and just do it again.
For sure, I feel like religion is very, very, very helpful. Like with my mentality, like, cause like during this 1 year period of me running this business,
Mm.
did I lose money? Yes, I did lose money, and mostly because of my customers. Sometimes, you know, they call, they were like, okay, fine, I would like to buy the watch. Once it arrives, it cancels on the spot. So I have to cover the delivery fee. I have to cover the you know, just the refund. I have to cover a lot of things. I have to go through all these hectic stuff. But well, like, you know, I sometimes when the customer's in Abu Dhabi or in Al Ain or in Fujairah, I won't be able to deliver it myself, obviously.
Mm.
So I have to use a courier company that delivers it themselves. So one of the nights, so this customer was like, I want this watch, please deliver it within these days. However, this customer keeps delaying and canceling, changing his mind. And then he tried to get some discounts. I'm like, fine, just I want to get rid of it.
Okay.
Just stop doing it, right? So in the end, after like 3 days, the watch arrived. He canceled it on the spot. He was in Fujairah,
Oh man.
and I had to go through so many like back and forth, and then in the end, is the owner of the delivery company just called me. He's like, this is the situation, and you know, what do you want to, like, what's your thing, like, what's your thoughts about it? I'm like, hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakeel. After all this back and forth, he canceled it on the spot. I'm like, and he's like, Allah ya'awdak. And then I was like, fine, just return the watch. I will just cover the cost.
Mm.
Allah ya'awdak, this sentence like really like sparked something in me. Like, if you lose something, I feel like every time if you lose something, there's always something in return. Like,
Yeah.
and thing is, right after that day, like, he canceled it, and I went through so many problems with him. After like 2-3 weeks, hundreds of customers was rolling in.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, yeah, I get why like this happened, and you know, I felt from there, I felt like yeah, khalas, I'm just gonna do my thing, make sure everything's working well, you know, everything, like the quality of my watches are set, you know, my packagings are nice and, you know, delivered, and for the rest I just leave it for Allah. If it fails, there's something that I couldn't see that Allah has planted for me.
Mm.
If it did succeed, I say alhamdulillah, and
Gracious towards it.
Exactly, I'd be grateful and gracious
Yeah.
about it. And like I said, starting, and I feel like every entrepreneur, like if you ask any entrepreneur that does that runs their own business, I feel like they're religious in a certain point, and
Mm.
and that does help them with the mentality.
Yeah,
like with
that's-
them taking risks and with them, you know, leaving it to Allah or leaving it to God, and for them, like what they have to do, or what the business owner have to do is just to maintain and make sure take أخذ بالأسباب. Yeah, I feel like especially with young people nowadays, you see a lot of things online that's happening, and
yeah.
like all this fitna and these things. I
Moving
understand
further and further away from.
further away, and
yeah.
it's so hard. Like, you know, for the past year, my parents are like trying to get me married, and I've been looking around as
Mm.
well, and it's just so hard. It is so hard. And then now I've pictured it. Actually, last night I thought about this. Having a girlfriend is so easy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
you know,
it
they
is.
tell you the road to heaven feels like hell, and the road to hell feels like heaven. Something like that.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
getting into haram relationships and getting into like these things. It's just it's like nothing, and getting like in order for you to do it in a halal way is such a hard thing to do nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah, doing it halal is much more difficult than doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially even in business, and like it's very easy to not be transparent
Yeah.
with for your own like benefit, getting money out of something
Right.
that you've lied about in business.
Right.
It's very easy to do these things.
Right, exactly.
Also, bring up an amazing point, because especially being a man nowadays, if you can control that part of you, which is arguably is the man's weakest link,
Yeah.
man's biggest weakness. If you can control that part of you, and if you can gain discipline over that part and not allow it to control you, I think everything else in life falls into place.
I feel like
Yeah.
I agree with that. Honestly, like you said, like religion is very important, and me
Mhm.
running such business is going. Religion like takes like 90% of it.
Mm.
Like I make sure it's transparent. I make sure the customer knows what he's buying or she's buying,
Mm.
and if that doesn't happen, it's fine. If I lose money, that's also fine,
Mm.
because it's all written for me, and then it's just a tawakkal ala Allah. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, if you're trying to start a business, make sure you have a mentality
Mm.
to religiously, and you have the mentality to be a role model for your parents and for your siblings, and
Mm.
you make sure you take risks with accountability.
Mm.
And yeah, I feel like
That's an amazing
It's
point.
amazing way
to end the podcast. Just let the people know what's the name of your business, how they can reach you,
Yeah.
how
Okay.
they can find you on the internet. Let us know.
it's called Chronoxica.
Mhm.
It's you can find the page on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok.
Conoxica with a K.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a K, honestly. So yeah, I would love to see, like, I would love if you have any business idea, you want to source supplies from China, I would
Mm.
love to help you as well if you
That's
reach
amazing.
out to me as well.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Okay, thank you so much.
So it was
It
great
was-
having you here.
It was
Honestly,
amazing, listening
Thank
to
you
your
for having me.
experience and to your advice.
Thank you.
wish you best of luck, man.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Keep grinding.
Thank you.